14.9.
Yeah.
Start the recording. Yeah. So we're speaking about we spoke about the three gunas, how the three gunas affect a person. We have done all these things, Rajo Ragatmagatam, Pramada, Alasya, Nidra, all this we have done. Okay. Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati Raja Karmani Bharata Jnanam Avrityatu Tamaha Prasade Sanjayatyuta. Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. So Satoguna gives one unhappiness. Rajaha Karma Karmani Bharata. Rajas makes a person perform fruitive action. Jnanam Avritya tu Tamaha. The knowledge is completely covered. That's why he's in ignorance. Tamas. So the summary of 6, 7, 8 has been put in 9th verse. Pramade Sanjayati. Pramade means he is in madness. Tamas person is in madness. Passionate person always engaged in the fruitive activity. And Satoguna person experiences happiness. Because his nature is, we saw that nature. What was his nature? Nirmalatvat. How is the nature? Tattva Sattvam Nirmalatvat Prakashakam Anamayam Sukha Sangena Badnati Jnana Sangena Chanaka. So these three type of people, one is experiencing happiness because simple living, high thinking. Another person, money is honey. For money he can do anything. He'll work so hard, passionate person. Their food style is also passionate. Goodness person, generally they love milk products. All this is going to come now. Milk products, simple food, fresh food. They like that. And passionate person, till they don't sweat while they eat, they don't have that satisfaction. No. Sometimes the people say, what are you eating? You should sweat while you're eating. Maja aa gaya. That means you burn yourself, you burn your tongue, you burn your life. Till that time, they are not satisfied. And tamas, India is a mad person, lazy person. Canned food. Sometimes 3 months old food. They like to eat that. Their food style is also like that. Their waking up style also will be like that. Satoguna person, early morning. Passionate person. For the work, yes, he will run about. And tamas, anyhow, always will sleep. At least passionate will work. Tamas has no interest to work also. Beg, borrow, steal. Either you beg, or you borrow, or you steal. So that is how their knowledge is covered, which binds one to madness.
Mataji, we can connect this with Bhagavatam of any of the pastimes.
Many pastimes. There are many pastimes in Bhagavatam which connects Rajoguna person, passionate person. So but if Krishna's mercy is there, even an ignorant person becomes knowledgeable. Who was Gajendra? Elephant. How is elephant? Always into ignorance. No, elephant. Animals what? Animals are always. And then when he realizes I was a devotee in the past life, then he comes to the consciousness. Generally, animals come in the category of tamas. So, passionate person, always eager to work. We have Vena, Prithu Maharaj's father, Vena. He was so passionate, so passionate. And he was cruel also. Passion leads to cruelty also. So all the administrators, the Brahmanas, they were fed up of this administration. They killed him. And that is how they churned his body. And Prithu Maharaj, who is one of the incarnation of Lord, fears. Goodness. You have Brahmanas, good Brahmanas. Brahmana stories are also very many. So in Bhagavatam, see, everything is related. All the three gunas Because of the three gunas, the actions happen. Sometimes it is under the clutches and sometimes you take help of it. But without the three gunas, your actions will never happen. You cannot say, I'm free from all the gunas. No, you're performing action, then we are under the gunas only. As a sadhaka also, we are under gunas only. We are not yet, we don't know yet how to use the gunas. We are also under the clutches only. But somehow by Krishna's mercy, we are trying to overcome. By chanting process, we'll try to overcome. Slowly, 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 one transcends. See, if you see in the early days, everybody tries to be very good, and then in the temple they come with all the gunas. Sometimes they fight like anything. Sometimes they sleep. With all the gunas, person enters and slowly he tries to transcend. And he starts chanting, become divine in the society. Be divine in the society. Don't be good. People will expect you to be more good. Better is be divine, give divinity as much as possible, give Krishna consciousness to others. Like this, a person should advance himself. Okay. You read, Aruna. Read this verse.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Tattvam sukhe sanjayati rajah karmani bharata gnanam avritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayat yuta. O son of Bharat, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions and one to fruitive action, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness. Purport. A person in the mode of goodness is satisfied by his work or intellectual pursuit, just as a philosopher, scientist, or educator may be engaged in the particular field of knowledge and may be satisfied in that way. A man in the mode of passion, may be engaged in fruitive activity. He owns as much as he can and spends for good causes. Sometimes he tries to open hospitals, give to charity institutions, etc. These are signs of one in the mode of passion. And the mode of ignorance covers knowledge. In the mode of ignorance, whatever one does is good neither for him nor for anyone. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Next. रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्वं भवति भारत रजसत्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्वं रजस्तथा रजस्तमश्चाभिभूय सत्वं भवति भारत रजसत्वं तमश्चैव तमसत्वं रजस्तथा. So sometimes, see, Raja, the mode of passion, Raja, Tamaha, mode of ignorance, Abhibhuya, surpassing, Sattvam, goodness, becomes prominent. Then Rajaha, Sattvam, Tamaha, Cha, also, Eva, like that, Tamaha, same. So sometimes goodness becomes prominent, defeating passion, ignorance. Sometimes passion becomes prominent, defeating goodness and ignorance, sometimes ignorance. That is why it is a permutation combination. Early morning hours, it is said the day is divided also in that way. Morning hours are more of goodness. As the day starts, more of passion. As the night starts, more of ignorance. Generally, it is said, evening hours, that means after the sunset, it is preferable, be silent. Don't do so much of passionate work. Don't do so much of passionate work. Goodness in the morning, whatever is like yoga abhyas is there, reading is there, but all in the morning hours. Chanting is there. Actually, chanting whole day you can do. But because we are not away, we are not still surpassed the passion and ignorance, we are not able to concentrate. You see a sadhaka, if he starts chanting at night, he's not able to concentrate. The morning hours, yes, he can do it very nicely. Take advantage of the morning hours. For chanting, for Krishna conscious activities, there is nothing like morning, afternoon, and evening or night. You can perform Krishna conscious activity 24 hours. Because we are not experiencing, because of our own entanglement in the modes, it is said that early morning, wake up and chant. At least finish off your chanting so that the whole day you are having that strength of chanting. That's the only reason. Or whole day you can chant. Out of 24 hours, Haridas Thakur chanted 22 hours. Now, what we are speaking here about is the materialistic goodness activities that should be in the morning hours. Like people like to do yoga, breathing techniques, dhyan. There's so many goodness activities also. All these activities, the morning hours are the best. Going to temple, people do. In many of the cities, people go to the temple morning hours. As the day goes, like 10 o'clock after, your passion starts. That time, people like to go and work. Even see the working hours also. What is the working hours kept? 10 to 6, isn't it? Every company 10 to 6. Now, if you are working in the foreign company, what we can do? Then we have to do according to their timing. Actually, it's a very wrong thing. From here, if you work for a foreign country, what will happen? There it is passion, but for you it is ignorance. You have to be awake whole night. Health deteriorates. In every country, according to the passion, like 10 to 6. Every country has that. If you're working for some other country, many times you see people are awake in the night. Why they have to work for the other country? So the health deteriorates. Night demands rest. Night is meant for sleeping, light things, not heavy things at the night. Light. How you, after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you see naturally your energy level goes down. Your energy level is high in the morning, isn't it? Then again, it's high in the afternoon also. That is why it is said in the afternoons, don't eat more. If you eat more, you tend to sleep. Morning hours you can eat. But just afternoon, you should take something light, not heavy in the afternoon. And then in the night, eat like a beggar. Because whole system demands rest. Even your stomach also demands rest. You cannot eat something heavy food in the night, starters and all these things. What will happen? He cannot digest. That is why he goes on sleeping. He cannot wake up early in the morning. Before sunset, finish off or eat something very light, not full meals. Generally it is said. But the best time to eat again 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 10 o'clock after 10. Like 11 o'clock to 1, you can have nice one-time meal. But that also, if a person is working in the office, if he eats that much, then he'll sleep. That is why he has to mold the timings. So whatever it is, night is meant for sleeping. That has been given. And sometimes this is prominent, sometimes that is prominent. Yes, sometimes goodness is prominent in a person. He becomes a very good person. Sometimes he becomes an angry person. Sometimes tamasic. So this permutation combination is there, and the role of the modes also goes on changing according to our karmas again. This all depends upon our karmas. If our karmic reaction needs passion to be predominant, at the time passion will come. Become angry, you scold, and all these things, anger, greed, they are all the symptoms of passion. So, because the karmic reaction demands that time that, I suppose the karmic reaction demands that you should be a very good person, then your goodness will be more. And tamas, ignorance. Nahi sunna hi nahi, this is the close, ears are closed, ignorant person, because your karmic reaction is like that. To perform such karmas, karmic reaction. Sometimes ये क्या आदमी पागल आदमी है. We blame नहीं पागल आदमी है. No, it's karmic reaction which makes his ignorance become predominant. It is not that person is bad. That is why a wise person doesn't see somebody bad, or that is the time his karmic reactions. He has done such karmas. And also other person's karmas to face that person. Both karmas are there. Today somebody was telling, Mataji, मेरी बेटी का कर्मा एकदम बेकार है, मेरा पति का भी बेकार है. Then she landed up in saying, नहीं मेरा ही बेकार है, because I have to deal with these two people. I told, true. Now you have spoken truth. I told. What you have spoken truth is not that they both are bad. Your karmic reaction is like that you have to deal with such people. So this is the knowledge actually. When you study Bhagavad Gita, we come to know that it is not somebody who is bad. It's our own karmas which is bad, and we have to deal with such people. Isn't it? Okay. Saurabh,
रजस्तमश्च विभूय सत्वं भवति भारत रजः सत्वं तमश्चैव तमः सत्वं रजस्तथा. Sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. When the mode of passion is prominent, the modes of goodness and ignorance are defeated. When the mode of goodness is prominent, passion and ignorance are defeated. And when the mode of ignorance is prominent, passion and goodness are defeated. This competition is always going on. Therefore, one who is actually intent on advancing in Krishna consciousness has to transcend these three modes. The prominence of some certain mode of nature is manifested in one's dealings, in his activities, in eating, etc. All this will be explained in later chapters. But if one wants, he can develop by practice the mode of goodness and thus defeat the mode of ignorance and passion. One can similarly develop the mode of passion and defeat goodness and ignorance. Or one can develop the mode of ignorance and defeat goodness and passion. Although there are these three modes of material nature, if one is determined, he can be blessed by the mode of goodness, and by transcending the mode of the goodness, he can be situated in pure goodness, which is called the Vasudeva state, a state in which one can understand the science of God. By the manifestation of particular activities, it can be understood in what mode of nature one is situated.
Now, mode of goodness. What are his symptoms? Generally, he's a very peaceful person. When you meet him, you feel like to talk to him. A nice, calm, cool person. And then you feel happy. You can adjust your time with him. You can even match your time. Such a punctual person. Wakes up early in the morning. His habits are very good. He's a gentle person. These are all the characteristics of a good person, very good person. You have in the society is very good person. And you feel like to respect them. And then when they eat, they are very peaceful. They eat with their families. Their eating habits are also good. Their life is very simple. When they want to go out also, they go to scenic beauties. They generally don't like to go to passionate places. They are away from the crowd. They like to be calm, silent. That is their nature. That is their nature, inborn nature. And they are very gentle. They can be anywhere. They can be in city. They can be in villages, wherever. But when you see them, automatically you will understand how simple he is. He is inside, outside, same person. He is no duplicity, nothing. So what happens is, because he likes to read, be in knowledge, he can experience. The manifestation of the goodness can be experienced because all the gates of his body is illuminated by knowledge. Who wakes up early in the morning, automatically we can see that there is power in him, isn't it? Waking up early in the morning, doing some yoga exercises, being calm, doing some dhyan. People who are doing all this. Sarvadvareshu dehesmin prakasha upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivruddham sattam ityuta. In this way, Sarvadvareshu, all the gates in his body, 9 gates are there, 9 holes, 9 gates. Prakasha, the quality of illumination is then upajayate, develops. Jnanam yada tada vidyat. That is why he is in knowledge. And this increases because his goodness is also increasing because of the knowledge. Okay. So good person. 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, genitals, anus. Every gate is illuminated by the symptoms of goodness. Okay. Anuj Prabhu, read.
Yes. Hare Krishna. सर्वद्वारेषु देहेऽस्मिन् प्रकाश उपजायते ज्ञानं यदा तदा विद्या विरुद्धं सत्त्वमित्युत. Translation: The manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of body are illuminated by knowledge. Purport: There are 9 gates in the body: 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, the mouth, the genitals, and the anus. When every gate is illuminated by the symptoms of goodness, it should be understood that one has developed the mode of goodness. In the mode of goodness, one can see things in the right position, one can hear things in the right position, and one can taste things in the right position. One becomes clean inside and outside. In every gate, there is development of the symptoms of happiness, and that is the position of goodness. Hare Krishna.
Next. How does the passionate person experience it? Let us see. Lobha, it starts with Lobha only, read. Lobha pravrittirarambha karmanamashamaha spruha rajasyetani jayante vivruddhe bharatarshava lobha pravrittihi. So much of greed, always activity, arambha, endeavor, karmanam, inactivities, ashamaha, uncontrollable, spruha, desire, rajasi, mode of passion, jayante, develops. So there is an increase in the mode of passion. That symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, uncontrollable desire, hankering. So because of that, he doesn't eat in time, he doesn't sleep well. While sleeping also, he has only that thought how to increase everything. So much of endeavor, so much of hard work. First of all, there is no mental rest. That is why when he wakes up, there is always a headache. There is no mental rest. Lot of activity, lot of hankering, lot of greed. So because of all these things, he develops a lot of health issues. Health issues begins with passion. This passion, when intensifies, becomes tamas. Because now he's not able to work more hard than what he does. His greed has increased to such an extent. His illusion is increased to such an extent. Instead of working hard, he thinks of the quickest way, beg, borrow, steal. But his passion has increased. Greed has increased. Okay, illusion has increased. Ignorance has increased. So this is how the diseases start. Somebody is having BP problem, you should go and you should ask, yes, why BP problem is there? Blood pressure comes only when you take a lot of pressure, isn't it? So blood pressure means he's a passionate person. So somehow, then what is exercise is told to him? Wake up early in the morning, yoga kariye, shant rahiye, chitta ko shant karo. But in Krishna consciousness, you give pressure to others. Somebody asks me whether you don't have pressure, I give pressure. If you start giving pressure, you will not have pressure. Krishna consciousness involves a lot of activities. There is a lot of difference between a passionate person performing activity and in Krishna consciousness to perform an activity. A lot of activities are involved. Night 11 o'clock also you have to send messages. Tomorrow is the program, please come. Yatra is going on, please come. Or fundraising job will be there. Something or the other, some or the other activities will be there. That means 24 hours you have to think how to sustain the temple, how to sustain the Goshala. So many activities are there. Just imagine running a house with a salary gives so much of pressure. Running a temple, feeding so many without any salary, then how much pressure should be there? But there is no pressure. Why you give pressure? Give pressure to us. You work. Anyhow. So there is a lot of difference in Krishna conscious activity and a materialistic activity. Materialistic activity only gives tension. Krishna conscious activity gives bliss, even to the persons who are with the mission, when they feel happy to work for Krishna. They will not do that much work in house, but when they come to temple, they do a lot of work. They broom the temple, they cut the vegetables, everything is there. A lot of activities are involved in the temple. Why then that the tiredness is not there? Because it is connected to Krishna. A passionate person, when he works, he is not connecting it to Krishna. He works for himself and to sustain his family. So that is why there is always an anxiety. Lakshmi comes to serve Krishna. It is said 1/10 of your income, for an advanced devotee, it is 50% he should donate. If not, at least 1/10. At least 1/10. Now you earn 2 lakhs. What is 1/10? 20,000 should go straight for the donation. You say, so much of tension is there. Okay, at least take out in such a way, like a salt put in the food. How much salt is there? Small amount. 1%, 2%, 3%. If you don't learn to donate, what will happen? The same money becomes a problem. Lakshmi comes to serve Krishna. Lakshmi has not come to serve your family. Lakshmi has come to serve Krishna. And the same Lakshmi helps in serving your family when they see the intention behind that person. Why is he earning? Ask a question to yourself, why are you earning? Why are you working so hard? If I am not keeping Krishna in the center, why are we working more hard? It said 5 people have to be fed. And if you feed Krishna, all the 5 are fed. Then that 5 panchadis, when we cook, generally we cook for ourselves only. You have to feed brahmanas, you have to feed cows, you have to feed devatas, you have to feed your pitrus, you have to feed your atithis. These are pancha sanskaras. Every day this pancha upkara has to be done. Now in the cities, where you call some atithi, you please come and have. Which atithi goes? Where are the brahmanas? Where are the cows to be fed? But somehow our Krishna conscious movement is giving us this facility. You have temple where you can feed the Vaishnavas, the Brahmanas. You are feeding Krishna, the cows. So these are very important. Then our activities are purified. Or we will put kanti, we will have japmala in the hand, but we will have all the passionate activity. If we don't learn to sacrifice, if we don't learn to donate, the same money becomes the cause of the problem even for the devotees, because we are just sadhaka, we are just working. So sacrifice is very much important. We have to keep the share. I take the share from my son also. I say, yes, you have to keep this share. I am telling, if you keep that share, it will always be helpful. Then you don't have to get entangled. See, 50% impossible. At least some share, it should come without asking. It should come for donating for the cows or the brahmanas. That is why Prabhupada has made this system, because the whole chapter, if you see the whole Bhagavad Gita, it boils down to one thing: perform sacrifice. If we don't do that, then the same thing becomes the cause of our problem, our entanglement. Okay. Uncontrollable desire, hankerings, more and more, let me accumulate more. But that goes off, vanishes off. How it is washed off, you only don't know. I used to advise one person, you should do this, you should do. They didn't listen. And one family, they were not having much. But when I told, do this, They really progressed. And now they do on their own. And one family was having so much, they're not listening. Now just washed. When it will be washed away, we only don't know. And for washing away, one child is enough. You put admission in the school, most of the money will go away. For washing of one child is enough, or one old parent is enough. Put them in the hospital. When your money will go away, only you don't know. So how to wash off the money, you have your hospitals and the schools. But to really increase your spiritual strength and your spiritual money, temples are there. So you have to choose, where should I walk? To the temples. So that sometimes we think, oh, by donation, what is this? My thing is, no, you are paying the tax for what you are getting. The tax of free air, water, for which Krishna has not taken tax. Today we are breathing. For this oxygen, you just imagine, 4 years back, people were suffering to get oxygen cylinder. And now freely we are taking oxygen and we are not paying tax. How is it? That is why this giving donation, feeding so many people. Just imagine when we are giving some money to the temple, how many people are coming and taking prasadam? How many? How many cows are fed? All these things will increase our piety, our purification, our money is purified, our consciousness is purified, satisfaction of earning money is there. Or what is there? Put in the bank, accumulate. Then the doctor will come, one minute, all the money washes off. Nowadays, what is the bill? Child is born, so much bill. Old man dies, again there is a bill. Okay. Who will read? Anuj read? Now. Aprakasho pravrittischa. You have read, na, Anuj? That verse?
Not this one. This one, Mataji.
Lobha
Lobha
pravritti.
Not.
Previous one.
Read. Or I'll finish the 13th also. Then you read 12th and 13th.
Okay.
Aprakasho pravrittischa pramado moha evacha tamasyetani jayante viruddhe kurunandana. Aprakasha, in darkness. And is inactive, apravritti. Pramada, mad person. Moha, illusion. Tamasi, the mode of ignorance. Etani, these, jayanti, are manifested. Viruddhe, when developed. Kurunandana. When there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, see what is the difference between passion and ignorance? When the illusion is increased, then that increase in illusion leads to the mode of ignorance. Okay? Complete absence of the knowledge. He will not perform any regulatory principles. Whatever he wants to do, he will do whatever comes in the mind. So this is all ignorance. Whatever comes in the mind. Just see people, they have suicide bombs, you know that? What are those people? They are ready to give up their life. They have the suicide bombs. These people are complete ignorant, mad people. There are a set of mad people and they are trained. For them also Guru is there. They are trained in such a way that they can give their life for anything. On the name of religion, people have trained such ignorant people. Their food habits are also like that. And they are always destructive. Ignorant people are always, mode of ignorance leads to destruction because there is absence of knowledge. And there are religions where on the name of God, they are training such ignorant persons. And who trains them? Passionate people. So passion trains ignorance. Okay? That is why you have a lot of terrorists created. The leader of the terrorists is a passionate person. Who works under them? Ignorant person. Leader of the goodness are the spiritual masters who are beyond these three modes. They train people who are in goodness. They can even train people who are in passion and ignorance, provided they surrender to them. Like Srila Prabhupada, when he met the Mlechas, who are the Mlechas? They don't come in the category of Shudras also. So if spiritual master's mercy is there, then even the most degraded persons in the mode of ignorance also can be uplifted. And what is that upliftment? How is it upliftment? First, follow the 4 regulative principles. Start with rectifying your food habits, day habits. That is why early morning, wake up early morning. You see, for some people, it is very easy to wake up. For some people, they are struggling to wake up early morning. Why? Modes. You say, oh, Shuddha Bhakta nahi. Arey, oh, Shuddha Bhakta. Why is he struggling with the modes now? For some, it is easy because he already is in the mode of goodness. For a person who is in tamas and passion, it is very difficult. Oh, he doesn't get sleep at night. The night time, his brain works very hard, very fast. He thinks a lot. Though he may not be active physically, but mentally he is very active. So because he has worked so much, morning he is sleeping. How he has worked, mentally he has worked. As well, early morning to wake up, even alarm is there also, they will first shut off the alarm and then sleep again. But training is given by the spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada trains everyone who has come under his shelter. First, develop good food habits. Sattvam sanjayate jnanam ahar shuddha sattva shuddhi. Add ghee in your diet. The most important goodness food is from the cows. Pure milk, pure ghee. That itself is enough to raise our goodness. Level of goodness, three modes are there. How to increase our goodness? How to increase our memory power? It is cow products. The more we take doodh, ghee, dahi, chas, butter, not amul butter, makhan, gomutra, gomai. Gomai means the dung. When mixed with, they make the panchagavya. In the pujas, they give panchagavya. Little cow dung, little cow urine, then ghee, butter, then doodh, dahi. This is panchagavya. They make to drink. Why? While performing yajna, at least be good. So that is how panchagavya should be added in our day-to-day life. If we do that, if we drink at every morning little bit gomutra, add more ghee in our diet, you say, I'll go and buy from outside ghee now. We should get pure ghee also, no? Jersey ghee, better don't take ghee. Pig's ghee. Naturally, what more you are going to increase? The mode of ignorance only, no? What is pig? Pig is ignorant animal. So we have to be very careful. That is how rules and regulations have to be followed very carefully. Prabhupada says, 50% job I have done. 50% all of you do. And what is the 50%? Establish Vedic culture. And what is a Vedic culture? Protect cows. If we learn to protect cows, our society is protected. Or degradation of the society will happen just by taking some pizzas, some burgers, some cheese, some amul butter. All these things are going to lead to destruction. If your ahar is not shuddha, your harinam is not going to work on you. Why? Why it is not going to work? Because your consciousness is not so pure. We will say we'll chant harinam, we'll also take something which doesn't work. Prabhupada very clearly says, establish Vedic culture. Vedic culture means cows. Then only brain will be sharp. To learn the verses, to memorize the verses, brain has to be sharp. Even to chant the holy name, you should have that energy. You're not able to wake up early in the morning. What energy will have? Energy level is down. That is why Vedic culture, Prabhupada says. Okay. Now, 12th and 13th, Anuj, read.
Lobha pravrittiyarambha कर्मनाशनम स्पृहा रजस्येतानि जायन्ते विवृद्धे भरत भरतर्षभ. Translation: O chief of Bharatas, where there is an increase in the mode of compassion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. Purport: one is the mode of passion is never satisfied with the position he has already acquired. He hankers to increase his position. If he wants to construct a residential house, he tries his best to have a palatial house, as he would be able to reside in that house eternally. And he develops a great hankering for the sense gratification. There is no end to sense gratification. He always wants to remain with his family and his house and to continue the process of sense gratification. There is no cessation of this. All these symptoms should be understood as characteristics of the mode of passion. Hare Krishna. अप्रकाशो प्रवृत्तिश्च प्रमादो मोह एव च तस्मसेतानि जायन्ते विवृद्धे कुरुनन्दन. Translation: when there is an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Kuru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. Purport: when there is no illumination, knowledge is absent. One in the mode of ignorance does not work by a regulative principle. He wants to act whimsically for no purpose. Even though he has the capacity to work, he makes no endeavor. This is called illusion. Although consciousness is going on, life is inactive. There are symptoms of one in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
यदा सत्त्वे प्रवृत्ते तु प्रलयं याति देहभृत् तदोत्तमविदां लोकान् अमरान् प्रतिपद्यते. Now what happens when a person dies in goodness? Pralaya means resolution. So he gets higher planets, the great sages. Good person, always helpful, very nice person. So naturally he'll go to the planets where sages reside. Somebody says, no, हम लोगों को बस ये सब भी नहीं चाहिए. We have to go back to Godhead. Then we have to cross this goodness also. We have to cross even to be good. Then only even we can cross these planets. But to get even Brahmaloka, higher planets, one has to be very good. There he enjoys godly happiness. Amalan here refers to, there is no mala at all. His actions are so wonderful. He is so wonderful person. He is free from passion, ignorance. And that is how he gets a nice planet. Where does his rajas go? Let us see. Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sangishu jayate tatha pralinastamasi mulayonishu jayate. When a passionate person dies, then he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities. When a person dies in ignorance, then he is born in animal kingdom. Okay. So a passionate person dies, he will be born in such a family where a lot of activity, so much of fruitive activity. Anxiety family. The full family is in anxiety, fight with each other and all. Either anxiety family he'll be born. And when a person is in ignorance, then he'll be born in the animal kingdom. And when a person is in goodness, then he'll be born among the sages, higher planets, or the family which is nice family, which is more pious, like that. The birth is dependent on one's activity, one's modes. The activity is dependent on the modes. Birth is dependent on the activities. So modes leads to activities, activities leads to birth. Again, the birth leads to activity, activity is dependent on the modes. It is like goal, isn't it? Modes led to activity, activity leads to birth. Birth led to activity, activity are dependent on the modes.
Mataji, when we are saying that it is basis on the activity, then Antakale cha Mameva, how we can connect it? Because over there,
We are
God is
not
saying
connected.
that,
Now we are not talking about devotion at all. These are the materialistic activity which are categorized in the goodness, passion, ignorance. Only when these three come in contact with devotee, they get devotional service. Then Antakalecha Mameva, if he is fortunate enough to remember Krishna at the time of death, then it's not so easy to remember Krishna at the time of death.
Mataji,
If he is
then,
fortunate enough to remember Krishna at the time of death, then he again gets a chance to perform devotional service. Who is that person who has remembered Krishna without remembering in the whole Janma he has not remembered, last he has remembered?
Ajamil.
Do you think Ajamil did not do in the initials? He did.
Yeah,
That
initially
is why he did. Neha Vikramalashosti, he did. Then that is why he got the opportunity to keep his son's name Narayana.
Yes.
Then. So he did. Okay. Gita Mataji, read. Voice. First unmute. Unmute yourself. No, you're not unmuted. Unmute. Read.
यदा सत्त्वे प्रवृद्धे तु प्रलयं याति देहभृत् तदोत्तमविदां लोकान् अमलान् प्रतिपद्यते. Translation: when one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages. Purport: one in goodness attains higher planetary systems like Brahmaloka or Lanaloka and there enjoys godly happiness. The word Amalan is significant. It means free from the modes of passion and ignorance. There are impurities in the material world, but the mode of goodness is the purest form of existence in the material world. There are different kinds of planets for different kinds of living entities. Those who die in the mode of goodness are elevated to the planets where great sages and great devotees live. Rajasi pralayam gatva karma sankishu jayate tatha praleenastamasi mudhayonishu jayate. Translation: when one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fruitive activities, and when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom. Purport: some people have the impression that when the soul reaches the platform of human life, it never goes down again. This is incorrect. According to this verse, if one develops the mode of ignorance after his death, he is degraded to an animal form of life. From there, one has to again elevate himself by an evolutionary process to come again to the human form of life. Therefore, those who are actually serious about human life should take to the mode of goodness and in good association transcend the modes and become situated in Krishna consciousness. This is the aim of human life. Otherwise, there is no guarantee that the human being will again attain to the human status. Hare Krishna.
Karmanah sukrutasyaho satvikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasa phalam. So now the Satvika person, how is the result of his work? It is pure. Karmanah sukrutasyaha. So what is the result? Nirmalam, very pure. The result is pure, purity. What is the reaction done in the mode of passion? What it results to? Dukkham, misery. See, a lot of anxiety a person takes just because greed. You see, dukkham, why it is said? Sickness. Sickness is nothing but another form of misery only, na? Too much of anxiety. That is why leads to all the sickness. And then action in the mode of ignorance leads to what? Result is what? Foolishness. Because he's so ignorant, what is the result? Foolishness. The result of the work of the person in the mode of goodness leads to purity, pure, and then result for the passion is misery, result for ignorance is foolishness. What Duryodhana and all had? Passion. What is the result? Miserable condition, na? Misery. Okay. Palash, read.
कर्माणा सुकृतः सुकृतशाहो सात्विकं निर्मलं फलं रजसतुं फलं दुःखम् अज्ञानं तमसः फलम्. The result of pious action is pure, and it is said to be in the mode of goodness. But action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness. Purport. The result of pious activity in the mode of goodness is pure. Therefore, the sage who are free from all illusions are situated in happiness, but activities in the mode of passion are simply miserable. Any activity for material happiness is bounded to be defeated. For example, one wants to have a skyscraper. So much human misery has to be undergone before a big skyscraper can be built. The financier has to take much trouble to earn a mass of wealth, and those who are slaving to construct the building have to render physical toil. The miseries are there. Thus, Bhagavad Gita says that in any activity performed under the spell of the mode of passion, there is definitely great misery. There may be a little or so-called mental happiness. I have
this house or this money. This is not actual happiness. See, there are big factories, big companies who pay a lot. Not only the people employed there toil hard, they do so much of hard work. The employer is also completely in passion. That is why he has started such big companies. He is also passionate. And he also leads in misery. It leads in misery only. Na? You don't have the life to enjoy your spiritual happiness. Leave aside spiritual happiness, even to be a good person. Sleep in time, wake early in time, give time to yourself, give time to your family. That also is not happening. Because you are working under such owners who are passionate. That's what Prabhupada writes. Even the employee there also toils and he is also in misery. Both are in misery. At least good person sits with his family and eats. Passionate person, where is the time to eat? He comes late, eats at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. In Bombay, so don't ask. People eat at 11 o'clock. What to do? But they are working under such employees who are employers are like passionate people.
As far as the mode of ignorance is concerned, the performer is without knowledge, and therefore all his activities result in present miseries, and afterward he will go on towards animal life. Animal life is always miserable, although under the spell of illusionary energy. Maya. The animal do not understand this. Slaughtering poor animals is also due to the mode of ignorance. The animal killer do not know that in the future the animal have a body suitable to kill them. That is a law of nature. In human society, if one kills a man, he has to be hanged. That is the law of the state. Because of ignorance, people do not perceive that there is complete state controlled by the Supreme Lord. Every living creature is a son of the Supreme Lord, and he does not tolerate even an ant being killed. One has to pay for it. So, indulgence in animal killing for the taste of the tongue is the grossest kind of ignorance. A human being has no need to kill animals because God has supplied to many nice things. If one indulges in meat eating anyway, it is to be understood that he is acting in ignorance and is making his future very dark. Of all the kinds of the animals, the killing of the cow is the most vicious because the cow gives us all the kinds of pleasure by supplying milk. Cow slaughter is an act of grossest type of the ignorance. In the Vedic literature, Rig Veda 9.46.4, the word go
Govi pranitaha
Gobi
matsaram.
Gobihi pranitaha matsaram indicates that one who, being fully satisfied by the milk, is desirous of killing the cow is in the grossest ignorance. There is
There's a
also a
prayer.
prayer
Namo
in the
Brahmana
Vedic
Devaya.
literature that states,
Hmm.
Namo Brahmana Devaya Gau Brahma Hitaya Che Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govinda Namo Namaha.
This
My
is the
Lord,
prayer which you have to offer when you are offering food to Krishna. In the Bhoga prayers, this is one of the important prayers. Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmanitaya Cha Jagadhitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namah. Without this prayer, Krishna does not eat. You don't keep the plate before Krishna and say you eat and go. You have to offer this prayer first. You have to offer the prayer to your spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and say Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But this prayer is the most important prayer which has to be told. So it is said here, cow slaughter is considered to be the most heinous activity, the most degrading activity, grossest activity. Why cow slaughter happens? Because a person thinks cow gives milk. Once the cow stops giving milk, what I'll do? I'll send it to slaughterhouse. But cow gives urine, cow gives gomutra, gobar. If the child writes cow gives dash, gobar and gomutra, he gets 0 marks. You have to write cow gives milk. So this is how Britishers, they wanted to destroy our Vedic culture. That is how they sneak this. Cow gives, every child writes milk. Whenever we take class, we say you write gobar, gomutra. And if teachers give 0, you call us. We'll see to her. Why? Because gobar and gomutra are jivan the cow gives. And with that gobar and gomutra, you can make wonderful medicines. Gomutra is very useful for any cancerous people. Gomutra has an ability to cure many diseases. Gobar, gomutra, gobar, you can make kand, dhoop. But by just teaching cow gives milk, what we are doing? We are restricting the value of the cow. We make cow to be most useless once the cow stops giving milk and then sent to slaughterhouse. If we really want to stop selling to slaughterhouse, we should start using dantamanjan, gobar, which is made of gobar, herbs. We should use dhoop instead of agarbatti, light kand, use phenyl, what we use phenyl instead of go-nile. Use those, na? We have go-nile, which is made from gomutra. Use those products. Even if one person starts using this, you're helping the mission to stop sending the cows to slaughterhouse. When we started our Boisar project, the land was given to me. Start. Okay, take. Suddenly 25 cows, the villagers came and gave. आप लो नहीं तो हम लोग उसको कत्ल खाने में भेज देते हैं. नहीं, दे दीजिए. Now the same cow's dungs they are using as a fertilizer. We are making dhoop kand, dantamanjan, gonail use. Now the people have understood the value of the cow. They are not giving to they are not giving to slaughterhouse. They are sending it to us. Like this, you should show the utility of the cow to the whole world. For us, who will be the support? The devotees. Devotees should start using gobar kand dhoop. In this way, you're protecting the farm. You're protecting the goshala. You have so many goshalas which are making this. Use wherever you want to use. You have from Jagannath Devasthanam also. You want from there, you can get from there. You are getting from Vada, use from Vada. You are getting from Belgaum, use from Belgaum. At least start using. Because of that, the cow is protected. Shift your all taste to cows. Simple. Read.
My lord, you are the well-wisher of the cows and the Brahmanas, and you are the well-wisher of the entire human society in the world. Vishnu Purana 1.9.65. The purport is that 1.19.65. The purport is that special mention is given in that prayer of the protection of the cows and the Brahmanas. Brahmanas are the symbol of spiritual education, and the cows are the symbol of the most valuable food. These two living creatures, the Brahmana and the cows, must be given all protection. That is real advancement of civilization. In modern human society, spiritual knowledge is neglected and cow killing is encouraged. It is to be understood then that human society is advancing in the wrong direction and is clearing the path to its own condemnation. A civilization which guides the citizen to become animal in their next lives is certainly not a human civilization. The present human civilization is, of course, grossly misled by the modes of passion and ignorance. It is very dangerous age, and all nations should take care to provide the easiest process, Krishna consciousness, to save humanity from the greatest danger. Hare Krishna.
In those times, the Kshatriyas used to go to the forest, to the war. They were allowed to take non-vegetarian items. How they used to do? They were not getting vegetables there. Any other to keep themselves alive. They used to hunt the animals. They used to use those, what do you call it? Stick, down fire. They'll burn it. They'll eat it. Kshatriyas are allowed because they cannot go without food. You cannot go and see that you're getting crops, you're making chapatis and all. Impossible. But nowadays civilization is, even a Brahmana child is spoiled. Because KFCs, big companies have opened their all slaughterhouse products. In this way, encouraging the present civilization. Which are these? These are all the companies from the Western land who are putting their money to see that the civilization becomes an animalistic civilization. That is why the devotees should take it up as a target. Somehow we have to protect the cows and the Brahmanas. If this Vedic education is protected, it is protected from how? How it will be protected? Somebody told Mataji, it's a very nice Goshala. I said, Goshala is dependent on Dana. You pump in money, the cows are protected. You can buy nice fodder for the cows. Every month, the fodder is around just for 150 to 160 cows. Fodder itself costs 3 to 3.5 lakhs. How it will come? If you don't feed them, what it will eat? That is why first income comes, keep aside for cows without asking. There are certain devotees who really, they do for festivals also. At the same time, they'll do for cows also. And we'll see in their house that nothing is shortage. It grows. Somehow Krishna gives. Because Lakshmi comes to serve. Sometimes we donate in the festivals and then we become very lazy in the donation for the cows. We should do Goshala donation every month. First you get the salary, first week you get the salary, keep aside for the cows. Keep aside for the brahmanas. That is how the money will be. We call the LIC wala low. What is he going to do? First, keep aside for the donation. If you're getting a salary of 1 lakh, your 10,000 should be used at least for donation. In that, what you can do? 5,000 donation, 5,000 you can keep for your yatras. Your yearly yatra at least costs 60 to 70,000. Before yatras, you do them. So in this way, you have to plan out. When we start planning out our income very nicely, understand, we will always be in peace. You should forget your at least 1/10 of your income. Forget it. That is for your, like 5,000 you're putting every month. How much it becomes? 60,000. You have to go for 2 big yatras. At least 25, 50,000 to one small yatra. Over. Your 60,000 went. 60,000 for the cows went. Isn't it? That is your work. How to plan out. It is recommended minimum 10%. You can do more than that. You can do more than that. If you are free from many obligations, you can do. That is why 50% has been recommended, but 50% we cannot do because we have other obligations. Slowly, we should mold. Sattva sanjayate jnanam rajaso lobha eva cha pramadamोहौ tamaso bhavato jnanam eva cha. So sattvam leads, develops to knowledge, or knowledge develops from satoguna. Lobha develops from rajas, and moha develops from ignorance. Ajnanam, nonsense develops. Foolishness, madness, illusion, all nonsense develops from ignorance. From sattvam, what develops? Knowledge develops. From passion, greed develops. And ignorance, foolishness, madness, illusion develops. So last verse for today. Pushpa, read.
Hare Krishna. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam rajaso lobha eva cha pramada mohau tamaso bhavato jnanam eva cha. From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed. And from the mode of ignorance, develop foolishness, madness, and illusion. Since the present civilization is not very congenial to the living entities, Krishna consciousness is recommended. Through Krishna consciousness, society will develop the mode of goodness. When the mode of goodness is developed, people will see things as they are. In the mode of ignorance, people are just like animals and cannot see things clearly. In the mode of ignorance, for example, they do not see that by killing one animal, they are taking the chance of being killed by the same animal in the next life. Because people have no education and actual knowledge, they become irresponsible. To stop this irresponsibility, education for developing the mode of goodness of the people in general must be there. When they are actually educated in the mode of goodness, they will become sober, in full knowledge of things as they are. Then people will be happy and prosperous. Even if the majority of the people aren't happy and prosperous, if a certain percentage of the population develops Krishna consciousness and becomes situated in the mode of goodness, then there is the possibility for peace and prosperity all over the world. Otherwise, if the world is devoted to the modes of passion and ignorance, there can be no peace or prosperity. In the mode of passion, people become greedy, and the hankering for sense enjoyment has no limit. One can see that even if one has enough money and adequate arrangements for sense gratification, there is neither happiness nor peace of mind. That is not possible because one is situated in the mode of passion. If one wants happiness at all, his money will not help him. He has to elevate himself to the mode of goodness by practicing Krishna consciousness. When one is engaged in the mode of passion, not only is he mentally unhappy, but his profession and occupation are also very troublesome. He has to devise so many plans and schemes to acquire enough money to maintain his status quo. This is all miserable. In the mode of ignorance, people become mad. Being distressed by their circumstances, they take shelter of intoxication and thus they sink further into ignorance. Their future in life is very dark. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Stop here. Any questions you can ask. Try to complete this chapter maybe on Monday or maybe Wednesday. Let me check. So I'm going out on Monday. I come back early. I'm going to Goshala only. I come back early, I'll take the class. Or I have to adjust first the Hindi class. Hindi people class is very much delayed behind. Many classes they could not get. So Wednesday we'll try to complete this portion. So 14th will be over. Then the 15th chapter is also a small chapter only. You can have your examination after 2 weeks. So study and keep. Just 5 to 10 days I'll give study examination, study leave. No leave, studying time. Again, next chapter is only 19 chapters in 2 classes. That means if I take Monday, Wednesday, Friday, your next week, all the portion is over.
So
Yes.
Mataji will have an exam for 3 chapters, again the same which we did for unit 2. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you can study and keep all.
Okay.
No doubts. Panchakalpa